angel plushie is finally live for sale at LyssyNoelShop.com, guys. This plushie is going to be super limited edition, and once it's sold out, it's going to be gone forever. And you guys do not want to miss out on this, so be sure to get an angel plushie, guys, before they sell out forever. Go check it out down below. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. If you guys are new here, hi, I'm Lyssy, and today, guys, we are going to be talking about deadly bad candies that can possibly kill you, or just really bad candies that were so bad or so offensive or so stupid that they had to take it off the market because it was just a big flop, like my YouTube channel. 1 like equals 1 prayer. Or you guys can hit that subscribe to help make it closer to 2 million subscribers before I become a dead irrelevant YouTuber. Anyways, enough of those fun jokes. Let's just get talking about these candies. So the first candy we're gonna be talking about, I may or may not have covered in my last candy video, but I had to bring it up again today because it still is just crazy to me. Do you guys remember Kinder eggs? Yeah, those chocolate eggs that had surprise toys in them. They used to be all over the place, especially during Easter time. Well, those things are very dangerous. These treats have been outlawed in the States since the 1930s due to a rule that bans any food with a non-nutritive object embedded inside of it. So if you guys didn't know, basically, like I said, these eggs had little toys inside. There were all sorts of plastic, and some of them had probably lead and stuff that was not supposed to be consumed by children. But some children were not the brightest and would look at the egg and think it's like solid chocolate and indulge it, and then what do you know, there's a kid choking on a Lightning McQueen figurine or a SpongeBob or whatever they put inside of those eggs. And that obviously did not end well, if you couldn't tell. Besides a few people who almost died, nobody has luckily died from choking on a Kinder Toy egg, and those who were close to were children who were intentionally consuming the prize from outside of the chocolate. So those children willingly wanted to like swallow plastic figurine. Yikes. Despite this, however, anyone who is caught trying to smuggle their candy in the US can be fined up to $2,500 per Kinder egg. That's bizarre. Don't swallow plastic figurines, kids. And since then, they've been banned from stores. However, there is something even more sus about these eggs that I kind of covered in the last video, but I still find very concerning. Have you guys ever heard of the Lost Kinder Surprise Egg commercial? This commercial was so terrifying, so scary, that they had to take it off of television because it was scaring little kids. Basically, this commercial contained a Eggman. And it took place with the Eggman sitting on a wall, in reference to the nursery rhyme Humpty Dumpty. He then began to talk in his own Eggman language. At first he says, "Kinder, your ball's shaky."
Your ball's shaky.
And then he shakes a chocolate egg. Then he says, "Me unscrambly."
Me unscrabbly.
And then he opens that egg up. And then eventually he gets to an egg after saying a bunch of gibberish that has a toy inside of it.
Chock-a-doobie! Doubly chock-a-doobie! Pop swabble! Toy! Yodel yum.
And at the very end, after saying a bunch more nonsense, it ends with him saying, "Me scrabble now." And then he falls off the wall and dies.
Me scrabble now. Snuggle. Whee!
Kinder Surprise from Ferrero.
Yeah, this commercial had kids crying, but it was just downright creepy. Let me know in the comments down below what you guys think about that commercial, and if that terrified you guys, because me personally, I'm good, okay? I don't want that Eggman coming up at my house at 3 a.m., alright? I don't need that. I already have enough going for me. So the next candy we're talking about is Hippie Sippy. Hippie Sippy! Why is that so catchy? But it's messed up, so let me tell you the tea about why. Hippie Sippy candy was introduced in the 1960s. It was a plastic toy syringe filled with multicolored pellet. It almost looked remarkably similar to a heroin needle. Yeah, we're talking candy that resembles drugs. The treat was meant to poke fun at the drug implement in hippie culture, and the packaging bore the encouraging motto, "Hippie Sippy says I'll try anything." However, this candy caused a huge offense and a huge concern in parents. Parents took this as a way to implement kids using drugs, and not only that, they just found it downright offensive and wrong for children to be having these candies. I mean, they almost look just like drugs, and at a first glance, it'd be almost hard to spot the difference. So these became such a big concern, eventually they had to ban them because kids were bringing them around at school, and that obviously wasn't good at a first glance. No one would be able to tell what it is. So of course, this product was immediately pulled from shelves and never seen again. The next candy we're going to be talking about is the Moamam candy. I'm not quite sure if I really said that right, so I apologize. I'm just bad at saying things. But let me tell you guys the tea about this. So if you guys couldn't tell what's wrong with this candy right off the bat of the packaging, yeah, I don't really want to have to go into details. I'm just gonna say it straight up. This candy is bad. So basically, the packaging of this candy is very inappropriate to the point where parents were clearly concerned. I'm concerned. I'm laughing at it. I don't know how this ended up on shelves. It's just, it doesn't look good, okay? You can put your 2 and 2s together. This is an inappropriate candy. Eventually, the company was kind of thinking about changing their design of the candy because it became a huge concern that their wrappers were so you know, out there with the art that they chose, but because they got so much hate and a big uproar of parents who were very mad about these candies packaging, they ended up getting canceled or just thrown off the market, and they had no comeback. Their idea was trying to get this candy to be for all ages. That was their target audience with the candy, but in the end they ended up failing pretty greatly because candy was more aimed towards kids at the time, and that did not settle well at all. The next candy we're going to be talking about is called exploding gum. So there was an incident with this gum that was quite deadly. A Ukrainian chemistry student wanted to experiment with various chemicals during his Christmas break. He wanted to basically enhance the flavor of gum because you know when you chew gum, like the flavor doesn't last very long, so he was trying to find a way to make chewing gum's flavor almost endless, so like you could chew gum and taste the flavor forever, which we all know is probably impossible.
A student was killed by an exploding piece of bubble gum.
What did I tell you?
The student was, for some reason, he was conducting an experiment.
But he decided he created this thing called exploding gum. However, one night when he was making this gum, when he mixed the chemicals, he put too much chemicals in one specific piece of gum. And sadly enough, this was a piece of gum that he was using as a tester for his exploding gum. And while he chewed it, it actually exploded in his mouth, causing him to die because the chemical imbalance in this gum was so high that it wasn't meant to be humanly congested. Yeah, this exploding gum literally exploded a guy's jaw off and killed him.
He blew off his jaw and the bottom half of his face, and then he died.
That is really terrifying, and that's why we don't ever try to make gum that has endless flavor. Although it'd be a cool concept, a little impossible. The next candy we're going to be talking about is sugar-free gummy bears. So we all love gummy bears, however Hasbro thought it was a good idea to make sugar-free gummy bears a little while back. However, there was a downside to this that did not end very well for a lot of people, especially people who consume these. In early 2014, the world learned how much harm a handful of sugar-free gummy bears can do. That's when the internet caught on to the Amazon reviews for Hasbro's sugar-free gummy bears, which revealed the considerable colon damage that a serving size of these treats could do. These gummy bears contained Lyssy. I don't know how to say that, I tried my best. The problem with having too much of that equals in very, very bad stomach issues, stomach pains, and most common, diarrhea explosion. Ew, that is nasty. So basically, everybody who was having a normal serving size of these fun sugar gummy bears was ending up a long time on the toilet after consuming these because they all got diarrhea explosions. And that kind of resulted in these gummy bears having a no-show for a while. However, not only did sugar-free gummy bears have some drama, but the original gummy bears had some drama as well because gummy bears have a dark past to them, believe it or not. The original gummy bears were actually named dancing bears. However, back then they were inspired by actual dancing bears. I don't know if you knew this, but back in the days, there were circus bears called dancing bears who were usually often abused and tortured at circuses for human entertainment. And a lot of people found this to be very offensive because these bears were obviously forced to work in the circus and wear tutus and dance, and people were not happy that the original gummy bears were based on the actual dancing bears. So that's why gummy bears ended up changing their name to gummy bears, because they were not trying to get canceled for actually being based on dancing bears. The next one we're going to be talking about is Whistle Pop. So these ones weren't necessarily super dangerous. People could choke on them if they consumed them wrong. However, they were just quite annoying. There was easily no candy parents hated more than Whistle Pops, the sucker that actually served as a working whistle. Basically, a lot of kids back in the days were having these Whistle Pops at school and non-stop blowing the whistles on these to the point where it just became downright annoying because they were extremely screechy, and I feel like even I've had a Whistle Pop before from like an arcade or something when I was younger, and it got annoying very quick. But they ended up falling off the market because parents were not feeling that no more. They were just downright annoyed. And last but not least, I know we covered this before, but candy cigars. Candy cigars have been a problem for who knows how long because obviously they resembled teaching kids that smoking was cool or that smoking was fine, when obviously smoking is not good for anybody. But basically they looked like real cigar packs and they were candy, but kids would chew on them and pretend like they were smoking to fit in or look cool back in the day, and they were so resembly similar to the actual cigars that you almost couldn't tell the difference. And obviously these things were torn off the shelves because they were very bad for kids, bad influence on kids, and parents were mad. And not only that, but they probably weren't so good for us. I mean, no candy is in the first place. Comment down below what is your favorite kind of candy, and comment down below what is your least favorite kind of candy. My favorite is probably Reese's Pieces. Anyways guys, thank you all so much for watching today's video. If you guys enjoyed it, be sure to drop a like on this video. Let's see if we can get this video to 20,000 likes. It really does help the channel out a lot. Also guys, be sure to hit the subscribe button. We're getting super close to hitting 2 million subscribers, so be sure to subscribe and check out the new plushie. It's linked down below. You guys don't want to miss out on it. And until next time, I'll see you guys in the next video. video. Bye, guys.